Hey friends, Culture from Aidgentic here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how our chatbot, Ada the Assistant, works so that you can implement something like it in your own business. Now, in the previous video, what I talked about was how we set up a flow so that our chatbot could give a tailored eConsult. A lead would come to our site, fill in our form, give some information about themselves, and get some information back relating to how AI could help them in their business. But in addition to this tailored e-consultation, what we did was take their information, put it into our database, and then from there run an automation where we'd be able to enrich their data and then craft a tailored email to get back to them. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly some of the features that Ada can do outside of that eConsult, as well as everything that goes on in the backend that makes this automation possible. So to get started, let's just look at some of the features that Ada has. There's three main capabilities. The first is really what excites me the most. Most LLMs are constrained to their training data, but here with Ada, we're able to ask questions about Aidgentic. So for instance, what do you do? Who's on your team? Then it says our key members are Culture and Anson. What's your pricing? Let's see if it still figures that out. Okay, no. There we go. We can also ask, what's your process? I am not spelling well today. And there we go. These are all custom variables that we're inputting into this chatbot. It's nothing that an LLM has access to, but instead we're able to just prompt it and get questions that are specific to our business answered. It's also able to answer questions from typical LLM responses. So pretty cool. Now let's just dive into the backend and see how this works. The first aspect of it answering questions is actually from our knowledge base. So it's pretty simple. Anytime that Aidgentic gets mentioned or anytime that there's something relevant to the business, what it does is it references our knowledge base here, which I've set up into three parts just because the chunking sometimes can cut off some of the answers. So you want to make sure that each knowledge base source that you upload is a single chunk. But here I've outlined the answers to all of the questions. It's able to index based on the intent of the question, and from there give the answer that we specify. This is actually a pretty basic RAG model. What it does is it appends the knowledge base section that's most relevant to the LLM prompt, and then from there it's able to get a response. So it's not giving the entire knowledge base at once, but it's trying to find what is the most relevant in that case. There are ways to improve this, for example, Stack AI, but this is a great way to handle some of the most common business inquiries, and of course it can be built upon as you go. Now, going back to the chatbot, here are some of the capabilities that we have. It's also able to answer any question as an LLM. So for instance, how heavy is an elephant? What color is the sky? All of these questions and more can just be answered conversationally. Now, some businesses may not want to enable this because then a chatbot could be asked outlandish questions and it might reply negatively just based on whether someone is trying to jailbreak it. Now, going into how we did our e-consultation, what would happen is that we'd ask a prospect some questions about their business. First, we'd ask them if they have enough time to answer the questions. If they don't, we'd just capture their data and add that to our CRM. We have an API here that posts it into Airtable. But if they do have some time to go for our e-consult, we would ask them questions about their business, some of their primary concerns, and then from there, we'd instruct an LLM based on what we're offering to give a response, acknowledging their problem, and then sharing some of the things that have been effective for other businesses in the past. From there, we'd also ask about their growth goals, and then we'd send that to Airtable as well, and we'd instruct the LLM to respond, showcasing some ways that they can achieve their growth goal. And then finally, we'd ask about their ROI. So this is really capturing a lot of customer data, providing them with value, but then also giving us the building blocks that we need to reach back out to that customer and figure out exactly what we need and how we can suit their needs more effectively. If you haven't seen my previous video yet, make sure to check it out because I think it's a pretty creative and useful use case of how you can just capture a lead right there and then have an email spun up that is very tailored to that company. Finally, here's how email information is captured. If someone wants to book a call, we capture their email address. We can take their contact info. We can also check if the email address is valid. If it doesn't look valid, we'll ask them to resubmit it. Then we'll capture their name, their company name, and then all of that will get sent into our Airtable CRM as well. And then from there, we're able to do a Calendly booking consult. So this is I would say about an intermediate level Voiceflow agent. There's a lot that can be done on a company's side to be more specific with their knowledge base so that the chatbot is able to answer questions more effectively. This also has a bit more capabilities than you would typically see in most company chatbots just because they don't want their chatbots to be able to say anything and everything. In this case, it's like you're speaking with an LLM. If you are trying to just chat conversationally with it, I think it can be useful if someone's generally just trying to learn more about AI and how it could help their business. However, that tailored eConsult is the best way by far for someone to ask about what we do and then see how it's relevant to what they're doing. Now, just going back to the knowledge base aspect of it, this is probably the most important part of any chatbot. Stack AI is a great way to build these knowledge bases. However, that is a bit more pricey. So when just getting started, Voiceflow can definitely fill most of the needs. Really, the goal of chatbots is to reduce human interaction by around 50%, just get 50% of those inquiries answered. And then what's important is also having a human in the loop so that you can answer questions that your chatbot doesn't really have access to or isn't in a position to answer. So I hope you found this video interesting. This is really just what goes on in the back end, and this is something that any company could use to help to improve their customer experience, as well as build chatbots that are used internally, which can help their employees to access information more effectively. Chatbots can be an amazing resource if implemented into your business. So if you're interested in applying these kind of solutions, make sure to reach out at aidgentic.com. We'd love to help you figure out the best ways to implement these technologies and begin adopting AI, because really these technologies are only getting better and better. So by starting now and figuring out where AI can best fit into your business and working with it as it evolves, you're going to be able to get a huge leg up over your competition and create better experiences for your customers all around. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.